Isn't it great when developers confirm something for the PlayStation 5 that the other side said was impossible, or that, Xbox fanboys said would never happen? And that's exactly what's happened now. And not only that, but it also destroys this narrative that the PlayStation 5 is weak or somehow incompetent compared to the Xbox Series X. And I'm in no way saying that the Xbox Series X is a bad console or the wrong console. I'm saying, in my opinion, it's the most optional console ever, given that you don't really need it. But I also have to say that I think that Sony went the right route with the PlayStation 5, and it's much more of an exciting console, in my opinion. And I guess, well, it just really depends on what everybody else's own opinion and thoughts are on that. But developers absolutely laid the smackdown on Xbox, false narratives, and a lot of the things that people say about the PlayStation 5. So this should be a pretty darn good video. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. A lot of people ask how you can support a small channel like mine. The easiest thing to do, simple like, share it out, all that kind of good stuff. Hit the bell so you're notified of everything as soon as it drops. That would be incredible. With that being said, I wanted to jump right into what I wanted to talk about, which is the next generation, okay? We've heard different things about what the PlayStation 5 is and isn't capable of. We've heard fake insiders say that it was struggling to do 1080p 60 and that it would continue to do so. Well, now we have some absolutely killer information, and it comes by the way of Activision themselves, which, again, this is great for gamers everywhere. I don't know why people would want there to be a huge differential between the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. I think this is the closest we've ever had between an Xbox console and a PlayStation console in terms of power and in terms of the two compared to each other. So I think this is going to be great news for everybody. So this is going to be really cool, and I'm sure a lot of people were wanting to know exactly what the PlayStation 5 is capable of. First of all, we finally saw some great footage on the PlayStation 5. We saw Black Ops Cold War, which was absolutely incredible looking, in my opinion. I think it's absolutely great. They confirmed that the next generation features that are going to be part of Black Ops Cold War on the PlayStation 5. They recently announced Black Ops Cold War, which I will link in the description below. You can check it out at your own leisure, of course. This is a direct sequel to Black Ops 1, which I absolutely love. This is what I've been asking for. When they jumped, I know Black Ops 2 is a big game. Everybody loves that game. But when they did the kind of time jump in that, I was a little bit disappointed. I really enjoyed the time frame of the first Black Ops game. So this one absolutely has my attention. They also confirmed that the price of the upgraded next generation owners as well, which is a little bit controversial as well. They did a FAQ detailing the various differences between the digital editions of the game, and they also confirmed the features that will be part of the PlayStation 5 version. According to Activision, while the game will be playable through backwards compatibility on Xbox Series X and PS5, players won't be able to benefit from higher frame rate, hardware-based ray tracing, and faster load times. So it's kind of unclear what they mean by higher frame rate, since they do say that it runs at 60 frames per second, but the developers since then have confirmed 120 frames per second, according to this now. So that's going to be very, very interesting to see how this sort of works out. So now they have absolutely confirmed on the PlayStation 5, and they mentioned this by name, PlayStation 5 is going to be doing higher frame rate, 60 to 120 frames per second. Hardware-based ray tracing, there's a distinction there, right? They say hardware-based ray tracing. And they also, talk about 4K, HDR, all that kind of good stuff. So I would venture to say that to get 120 frames, you might have to do a little bit less than 4K or whatever. But, I do think that what they've been able to accomplish with this was something that's absolutely incredible. A lot of people said, hey, you're not going to be able to do that on PlayStation. You're not going to be able to do this on PlayStation. And now we see that that's not exactly the case, and that they are, in fact, able to accomplish quite a bit by doing this stuff on the PlayStation. And it's very exciting. And it's a very exciting time indeed just for next generation. I just feel like what Sony is offering, even Microsoft. Look, if you're excited about Microsoft's offerings and you think that what they're doing is fantastic, then that's good for you. I'm not ever going to try to tell people how they should spend their money and what they should spend their money on. For my personal interest, like, people just comes to me and they go, hey, what would you get? What are you going to get? Well, I hope to get both, okay? For me personally, I would love to get both. The problem is, the money factor, obviously, and what is there to actually play on the Xbox side at launch, like, or even anytime soon, right? Like, there is some exciting stuff happening on Xbox. Like, they hired Joseph Staten back at 343. He looks like he's going to be handling the writing for the story. I just think that game's a mess. And I think they're going to have to delay it. I know they came out and denied that there were any issues, and then the next day they came out and said, hey, well, we've got these other people coming in. One is the new head of the multiplayer, one is the new head of the single player, and one of those persons is Joseph Staten, who has actually worked on Halo 1, 2, 3, and wrote various Halo novels and things like that. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting, but I still think that if that game's still coming out next year, too little too late, I would think that 2022 would be probably what's going to happen. So, according to this, the game is going to be 120 frames per second, which is really cool. Call of Duty. And another narrative that the PlayStation 5 can't do that is boop out the window. They also mentioned seamless cinematic gameplay transitions thanks to the next-gen solid-state drive and support for PlayStation 5's DualSense haptics, ray-traced global illuminations where Modern Warfare only supported ray-traced shadows on PC, and 3D audio. So this is really good. The new Call of Duty is getting a proper multiplayer reveal on September 9th. So they actually did a really good job with this. So Black Ops, it is. I'm super excited about this. I really love the first one. Apparently there's going to be new zombies and everything. I thought the game looks great. They're going to do, like I said, full hardware-based ray tracing, 3D audio, haptic feedback with the DualSense. Again, a big third party taking advantage of it. I think that's fantastic. Apparently, like, super smart delivery is in full effect here. Meaning, if you play on the PlayStation 4, if you get the right version, you can just play that on the PlayStation 5 and you get the latest version. I think there's some kind of issue with the Xbox Series X one. I think the main issue is Microsoft doesn't allow developers to charge for upgrades, and they're basically charging $10. You got to get that $10 more expensive upgrade. So I'm not exactly sure. It's a little bit confusing how they worded it. But like, it sort of is what it is. These companies are going to do what they're going to do. Activision is going to do what they want to do, and I just feel like a lot of people probably, they might get ticked off by that a little bit or whatnot. But again, it does look like, it's 100% confirmed actually that Sony has marketing right, and they also have, like, they get the beta first, and they get, probably some skins first and all this kind of stuff. So I do think that Sony is, they're going all out with what they do, and I feel like that's a very smart thing for them. Go all out, get what you can with the, with your PlayStation 5, and I feel that's also the smartest thing they can do, right? Like, go out there, prove to people that you have a really good console, and I think we're at the point in time where the power narrative is starting to kind of get downplayed quite a bit. You even got guys like Jeff Keighley who compared, Game Pass to basic cable package without HBO, which I think is really a really brilliant comparison in my opinion, because that's what I've been saying too. And people might go, oh, well, it got Red Dead Redemption 2 or got this, and I'm like, yeah, well, basic cable gets good movies too a couple years later. So, it's not exactly apples to apples, but, it is a pretty close comparison. Plus, that's kind of what I've been saying. To me, Game Pass has looked like a place for direct to DVD movies from Microsoft themselves, and like a basic cable setup where there's some decent offerings, but it's mostly small indie stuff, and you might get something decent a couple years later down the road. A lot of things that flopped go in there a little bit sooner. Like, I'm not saying it has no games or no value, obviously, but clearly, just compared to what Sony's been able to put out, I don't think it really is any comparison whatsoever. So for me personally, I feel like that's good news for Sony. A lot of people are really kind of banking on what Sony's doing, and the excitement level for what Sony's doing is absolutely incredible, to say the least. I know for me personally, I'm very excited by what they're doing, and the fact that I'm personally having to get a TV that's going to support 120 hertz is crazy to think about as a console owner, right? Like, it's expensive, and crazy at the same time. And I never thought that I would be the type of person that really cares or whatever, but I'm going to take full advantage of both 60 and 120 if that's the case. Hopefully it's going to be a smooth experience. I'm not a PC person, so I couldn't care less about PC gaming, but I'm willing to try this stuff on the consoles, and I think that's a big boost and a big jump forward for sure. So with that being said, I will link the article in the description below. You all can check it out and let me know what you think. I would very much greatly appreciate it. It sounds pretty incredible. All the stuff that people said that the PlayStation 5 couldn't do, well, looks like they can do it. They are doing it. They're going to continue to do it. I would love your feedback. Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Please have a fantastic day. Stay safe, happy, and healthy. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.